Welcome to the Soul Journey show podcast. This week's episode is a little different. All in the same theme. I don't have a special guest planned for this week, but in the theme of fear, I'm doing something that scares me. Again, my definition of fear is just having that feeling and staying in the feeling, however long you want to stay in it. The feeling of just uncomfortable, just discomfort. For me, that too ties into fear. Uh, Being in fear is always uncomfortable. Uh, there's different types of fears: fear of the unknown, um, fear of uncertainties, and all those construct because we're going through something in our life, um, a shift, and um, it's something that I'm talking me and my wife and I and our family, and it's something that we've been calling on, like we've been asking for it, but now that it's suddenly getting real, it's at first it was a little bit I felt unstable in the sense that there's nothing concrete behind it that we know yet that's going to unfold. But again, that this is all from a logical standpoint. It's all from our logical mind trying to grasp something that's in the future, whether it's in the future, whether it's just in the energetic field around us that we can't yet see it, that hasn't materialized yet. So when I came to this funny conclusion this morning is that whenever we live in fear, whenever we live in uncertainty, in doubt, we live up here and we don't live down here. And so, yeah, I just gave myself some time to breathe and to let it go and to just sit with myself. And once I was able to just let my mind calm itself down, then I was able to tap in and tune into my heart and into my body. And then I realized that everything was fine because everything's always meant to happen certain way, and it's always meant to happen specific ways and certain ways depending on our choice, our action choices. So, and I tell this to clients all the time. If I tap into your future, I most likely will see two outcomes, and those two situations depend on the choices that you make and the actions that you take. Let's say you're on a specific trajectory. I'll see where that brings you, but if you make different choices, if you do different actions, it can and it will change your trajectory. So all that said, it's just being able to feel, to bring peace, I guess, because when we're able to bring peace, it brings a little bit more stability and security. Yeah. So back to this video. I asked my wife to write down some questions, and I haven't looked at them yet. And I'm gonna answer these questions. And she knows the theme of the series. And as soon as when I got this inspiration, I was like, yeah, I'll ask her and I'll do this video. And then when I asked her, she's like, really? I was like, well, maybe no, but yes, please do. And then, so here I am. So let's go. Question number one. Oh, I'll just take a drink. It's just water. Question one. Who is Natalie? Well, I am very generous. I am passionate. I'm here to serve for the greater good. I'm way more than just my body. I know that I'm powerful, that I can make a difference, that I make an impact. I'm compassionate. I'm loving. Yeah, that's pretty much who I am. And I'm I wear different hats. Um, healer, clairvoyant, energy worker, daughter, sister, mother, wife, cousin, friend, business owner. Hmm. So that's pretty much who I am. I don't think I forgot anything. If I did, it wasn't really important then. um, why do you do this kind of work? This kind of work, meaning uh, energy work, healing, helping others in a holistic way, because I care. I do it because I care. I genuinely do. Anybody who's watching this video and who knows me, um, you know. And if you don't know me, hopefully that you can feel how much I care, because I really, really, really do. I care for everybody's well-being. I always have, and it when I was little, it used to bring me a lots of discomfort because I used to feel like physically, I would feel somebody's physical illness, and I would just want to make them feel better in any way I could. And but being that young, and like young is like 4 or 5 years old, I didn't have the concept of how I could help, and why I was feeling all these different feelings. Um, so yeah, why do you do this kind of work is because I care, and I want to see people succeed. I want to see people live their best lives. I want to see people tap into their true and authentic self and live a life of pure bliss and pure joy and peace, and to bring and have harmony on this planet, within our communities, within our families, within our relationships, within ourselves. Yep. So that's why, in a nutshell. Um, what is your favorite part about your work? Oh, my favorite part is when I see and I feel somebody just gets it. I'll give you an example. So I have a 12 week program, and people start whenever they want. It's a one-on-one, so there's no set dates for anything. We just schedule as we go. And this lady, uh, she was asking me the same questions, the same question, just one question, but week after week after week after week. Like, well, not all it, like 3 or 4 sessions in a row. At the end of the session, she would ask me the same question. And after the second session, she asked me the same question, and it took me by surprise, because I had thought that she had, and it was a personal question about her and her trajectory, and I thought that she had got it, but obviously she didn't, because she was asking me again. So I was like, okay, I'll formulate my answer differently. So I did, and she was satisfied with my answer. So I thought, next session, everything goes well. She's progressing really like incredibly fast, like most people do when they tap into the right energies and the right parts within themselves. And so when she asked me the same question for the third time, I was like, okay, this is kind of funny. So let's restructure my answer. So I came at it a different angle, and she was fine and happy with my answer, and our session was over. And so week four, or session the fourth session, it wasn't week four, it was pretty much like straight in the middle of the program. And she asked me again, and I was like, okay, well, I'm running out of answers. So I asked her, what don't you understand, or what aren't you satisfied with my answer? What's not fulfilling you? Like, what's not speaking to you? She said, well, every time I ask you the question and you give me a piece of you give me the answer, she said, I feel it's like you're giving me just like this piece of a puzzle. You're not actually giving me the full puzzle, or like the full puzzle piece. You're just giving me like bits and pieces of it. So I was like, that's okay, that's kind of interesting. But for me, it was so clear. It was so clear. And I could see and I could feel her frustration, and I can laugh about it today. And I was kind of getting, I wasn't getting frustrated, but I was like, what's not clear here? So everything's fine. She's happy with my answer again. So the fifth session after that, everything got clear. Everything got clear. It was crystal clear. She looked at me and we laughed together because she had finally understood something. What she was asking, it wasn't, she would have never caught it from my words. She needed to feel it for herself. And for me, when you feel it for yourself, when you feel what I see and what I feel, when I tap into your energy, when I see you, when you can feel what I feel and see what I see within yourselves, for me, that is my ultimate favorite part. That's my favorite part. When you can see and feel your power, your worth, your strength, all the beauty that's within each and every one of us, that is my ultimate favorite thing in the whole wide world. Yeah, it's and I'm talking about this story, and I just want to say because yeah, that's how I feel, and that's exactly what I did when all these pieces came together. I was just, it made my day, and it makes my day on a daily basis. So I'm very fortunate in that way. Yeah, so that's it. That's my favorite part, when everybody sees their awesomeness. Hmm. What does it mean to you to live an authentic life? And she put humble. What it means to me. What it means to me, um, is staying true to myself. Being authentic for me is being true to who I am, to and who I am is what I do, and what I do is who I am, and the way I live my life. Um, Being authentic for me means nothing outside myself can manipulate, or that's the only word that comes to mind, the way that I see the world, the way that I see myself, um, or the choices that I make. So the thing about me, and sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes not so good, is I always take more than 100% of responsibility. I put it on my shoulders. And the last year-long course that I took, the teacher, she told me that, she's like, you take like 1,000%, like you take stuff that's not even yours, and you take it and you try to fix it, and you just ask yourself, okay, how can I change the situation? Okay, how can I, what can I do to make it better? Um, for example, with our kids, um, if one of them is not in a good mood or doesn't feel good, I always question myself. Is it me? Because I know how kids work. I know how their energy works with the parents and the household. So I always ask myself, okay, is it me? And if so, what what did they feel within myself? And how can I change it? And if it's not me, then I rule myself out, and then I go about a different way to try to help them. Um, so that's just one example. But so I've always took too much responsibility on my shoulders, and so if something goes wrong in my life, it's on me. It's on me. If even my work week, I know it all correlates with the flow that I'm in. It all correlates with the energies and with my state of being. So if one week is slower than the other, either there's something I just need to take more time for myself, or I'm not in the right state. So it's always me. It's always me. And for me, that's being authentic too. It's just taking responsibility of my shit. um, yeah, because nobody else can fix it. I mean, there's all types of help, all different avenues that we can go towards to get help or to get guidance. But at the end of the day, even if let's say it's your doctor or a healer, me, anybody, naturopath, anybody who you look who you turn to for advice, you turn to just help you feel better. No, we're going to take you by the hand and guide you, but nobody can take action except ourselves. So that's being authentic in my book. There's different aspects of this word, and we all have different definitions, but similar at the same time. And for me, that's just, yeah, being all around just true with myself, the way I feel, how I see things. Um, yeah, and not get influenced by any outside opinion, outside beliefs, and yeah, just really going for what you feel that's right. And yeah, that's it for me. Who slash what slash who what eh, who slash what is or was okay your biggest inspiration? Like a drink. My biggest inspiration, and this is another thing about me, is I've always struggled to ask for help. I've always been afraid of just raising my hand, even in class, even in school, and saying that I don't understand. That was really, really hard for me. Um, so even especially when it came to self-growth and self-development, uh, and just asking for clarity to someone, that was, and it still is. I still need to sometimes just give myself a little kick in the butt to be like, hey, no, you're not alone. You never were, you never are, and you never will be alone. And use the good people that you have in your life as support, and just use them, because it's a gift. It's a gift to have the people that I have in my life. So that being said, anytime that I came upon either research, a good book, podcast, um, audiobook, any course that I took, I was never really satisfied with the information that I got. Um, Satisfied, yes, in the external material, external uh, structure of whatever I would read or study or everything else, but never internally satisfied if somebody would tell me stuff about myself. Um, I've I've seen psychic mediums um, a few times, and I was always after the session like, okay, feel like something's not answered though. Like I feel like there's like this void still there. Gave me clarity, and it still gives me clarity, but never really fully satisfied with external words or external vibration. And it's something that's been really hard because I had to figure a lot of things out myself. And but that brings true fulfillment for personally. And I'm sure if somebody's watching and you're like, oh my god, this makes total sense, yes, yes, it does. So all of this being said, when I just reading this question, the only people that pop up in my mind are my kids. There's no real guru. And again, I've read many books, listened to many audiobooks, listened to too many podcasts, watched too many videos. But everything, it all led me to here right now. But the true biggest inspiration in my life right now are my kids, because what they do is they always bring me back to me. Always, always, always. If yeah, they help bring my inner child out, and there's nothing more that I love to just be foolish and be a kid. It feels so good to be silly and to have fun and to dance like crazy in the living room, to go sliding down a big hill that we have in our backyard, because I love sliding, and our kids do too. um, Everything's just so much fun. It's just so much more lively and so much more colorful. Life is so much more colorful with kids. Yeah, it's not always butterflies and rainbows. I mean, they need to have structure and some type of discipline, which isn't really fun. But outside of all of that, yeah, they're my biggest inspiration. I want and from day one, since we got our firstborn, um, he's made me want to be a better person, because I knew and I understood quickly enough that if I am the best version of myself, then I can be the best mommy to him. And it goes for the two other ones that we have. Yeah. So again, they just bring me back to me. And there's no better way of living. Sometimes it's very challenging. It's not always fluffy. It's very, very challenging because, for instance, I'm big on examples. I like to give concrete examples so everybody gets it. I'm like that. I need examples. I need tangible things. So I'll give you one. So an example, when our second youngest was about 2, so maybe like almost, yeah, close to 2 years now. 2 years ago, because he's going to be 4 next month. And he's very loud. And he's always been very, very, very loud. And it's just his voice. You ask him to whisper and he can't. It's the funniest thing, even today. And but that would always like, oh, I could feel it like a it would just make me boil inside whenever he would just, and especially in the morning. I'm big on quiet mornings. I like to wake up early and before everybody else and just be in the quiet, dark environment for as long as possible, as long as the sun is still set. And then when the sun rises, then I feel all my senses starting to like wake up too. But still, we can just chill in the morning. That's, we have from I have from like 6:15 to like 7-ish, so I have a good 45 minutes to an hour in the mornings. But even like and that's the way I see it. And I tell him, still tell him today, like you wake up at 7 or like 6:45. When you come out of your room, you don't have to run, you don't have to stomp your feet, you don't have to scream. Just right here, like just be quiet for like 5 minutes, and then we can get on with our day. But no, it's not how it works here. It's not. But I used to have a really hard time with that. And every time that it would come and like it would I would feel it like just straight, like somebody would punch me in the stomach, and like I could feel it, and it would start to boil up, and like the pressure in within my body would just, oh, I could just feel it. And I used to just look at my wife and be like, I don't know, like I know it's not him, he's not the one that's coming, like it was like irritating, and he wasn't irritating me, it was his behavior, it was like the way what was coming out of him, and the energy around it. So all the story to say that one day everything just became clear, and I don't remember the exact day, I don't remember what I was doing, but I remember how I just realized, oh, he's bringing me back to my childhood. Wow, that's fun. Every time he runs out of his room, uh, running, stomping, because that's just the way he walks. He's a 4-year-old elephant in our house, and don't like I don't know. He walks on his heels, so it just makes so much noise, and I'm like, you're just like this little kid, and you make so much noise. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, so he brought me back to my childhood. So I'm from a family of 5. I have 4 brothers, and I'm smack in the middle. And the Cormier gene um, is very loud people. Not in a bad way, just the way that Cormiers express themselves, just like the certainty behind their words, and the intensity behind the voice. It's just, and also on my wife's side, they're very loud too. So he had no chance. Um, but I remember that day when everything became clear. I was like, whoa, okay. There's a time in my life when I shut my voice down, because for me it wasn't worth putting the extra effort and the extra energy behind me raising my voice to speak above everybody else's voice. So many times I just chose not to say anything, because I didn't find it was worth it. But here I was in my house with my kid, and he was pointing these sensitive chords within me, just to make me realize them and then just let it go. Um, and it took me a while. It took me probably like a couple months, maybe a little bit more, to realize all of this. And yeah, so, and once I realized, I was able to work through it and let go, and then transmute it to something better, which I chose more love for him. in all his glory, in everything that he is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so my kids are my biggest inspiration. It's I know a lot of people say it, and if you're a parent, you might know what I'm talking about. You know, you might know where I'm coming from. If you're not a parent, um, then you probably don't really know what I'm talking about. But it's okay. Uh, it's okay to have somebody outside your family. It's okay to have um, an inspiration, either like a guru or somebody that really impacted your life as an inspiration. It's okay. It's okay. That's just not me. But if it's you, it's perfect. We all need inspirational people in our life. We all need all some type of inspiration, whether it's a goal that you have, whether it's there's a special achievement that you want to achieve, whether it's this specific person that you really inspire to be more like, or to live a similar life as that person. Those are amazing. Those are amazing too. It's Everything boils down to us at the end of the day. At the end of the day, regardless if it's my kids, if it's my parents, my brothers, my wife, a client, um, that challenges me, that I feel like they've pushed some sensitive buttons, it's all meant for growth. It's all meant for growth. And I do I do have some people in my life that I not look up to, but that I tell myself, oh yeah, they have certain parts within their life well established, and that gives me inspiration for my life and for my business and for where I want to go. So it's really important to have that visual, that, oh, I want that. And if that person has it, then that means that it's attainable, it's achievable, and I know I can do it too. So having an inspiration, having inspirations is the one of it's so important. It's so important in our day-to-day life, but also in self-growth and on the spiritual healing journey. Yeah, so those were 5 really good. I'm really impressed. 5 really good questions. This is out of my comfort zone. This is I had to take deep breaths before I started before I hit record, because yeah, I'm not really used to speaking about myself like that. I'm not really used to, yeah, it's I or I mean openly like this. Um so yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will be releasing for any French people watching, bi-weekly. There's going to be like a separate series just in French, but I will keep doing these weekly videos. Next week, there's really special and amazing conversations in the next weeks that are coming. So keep an eye open for those ones, and I hope that you enjoy watching. I hope that you enjoy listening. If anything resonates with you, if you want, just please comment. I love to read any comments that pop up. If you have any questions about anything, about just life in general, about yourself, you can reach out as well. Yeah, so again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.